Who is it that you are releasing today, Roberta?
I'd like to introduce you to Hazel. Hazel is one of a couple of giant Pacific octopus who've been on display here at the aquarium for several months.
Now, we are releasing her right below the aquarium where there are many areas that could be a great den space for her. So cracks and crevices and little caves in the rocks and rock pilings where she'll have an opportunity to make that her new home. They don't start off this big. How big or how small are they when they start their lives off?
When Hazel hatched out of her egg, she was the size of a grain of rice, only about 1/8 of an inch long, and weighing only a fraction of a gram. In fact, when octopus hatch out of their eggs, they're considered plankton. They float around up in the water column, eating other plankton until they get big enough and heavy enough to settle down on the bottom.
Now, giant Pacific octopus, as I mentioned, they start off really small, but they can grow to be as much as 150 pounds. And at 150 pounds, that means that arm span can be quite far across. And how big do they actually get as far as the arm span?
Well, it depends on the size of the octopus, but they could get to be 14 or 15 feet from arm tip to arm tip.
So I have an example here. We have a big octopus puppet, and when she means arm tip to arm tip, what you're going to do is you're going to separate forearms from forearms, split them apart, and from this tip to that tip. Now that's a little bit of a different measurement than what you would use if you were measuring a squid, because a squid has a torpedo-shaped body, and they measure from the tip of the mantle down to the end of those arms. Thank you, Lindsay. So now it looks like she has settled down, and we've got a really good view of her body, and very specifically her eye. You can see one of her eyes there on this side. And tell us a little bit about octopus vision. What do they use that for?
Well, they do have very good eyesight, and they can use their vision to look for food. However, they usually hunt at night, and that means they're hunting in very dark, murky waters.
Really nice two-shot, Joel.
So sometimes they have a better opportunity to find food by tasting for it.
That's right. Now, what are all of those white things all over an octopus's arms, everybody? What do you think they are? Well, not tentacles. So the arms, some people try to call the arms the tentacles, but what are the round discs? Suction cup suckers, that's right. And as Roberta mentioned, they're tasting their environment. They actually have chemical receptors similar to our taste buds on those suction cups that allows them to taste everything in their environment.